Sandra here, the Misophonia therapist, and today's question is misophonia really just anxiety? I get asked this a lot, and I certainly notice that many of my clients, people that come to me for help with their misophonia, also have anxiety. But are the two conditions the same thing? Is misophonia really just anxiety in disguise, or perhaps a symptom of anxiety? So what do we know so far? We know that when a person hears the sound that triggers them, they will most certainly notice an extreme physiological and psychological response. So you might notice your heart rate increasing, rapid breathing, feelings of panic, sweaty palms, feeling nauseous, or feeling intense rage, anger, fear, and wanting to lash out or run away. And these are indeed symptoms of anxiety and are commonly known as our fight or flight response. It's just designed to get you running away from danger, even if logically there really is no danger present. So yes, you could suggest that the misophonic response is just anxiety, albeit a very extreme version. And the more a person feels anxious when they are not being triggered, so for example, you might have other things in your life which are making you anxious. Your nervous system is primed for fight or flight and is already very sensitive or hypervigilant. So when you do become triggered, especially if you're anxious about being triggered, the trigger can indeed feel a whole lot worse. So anxiety is often quite subtle. It shows up in many different ways. Boredom, procrastination, repetitive behaviours, phone scrolling or the doom scrolling, skin picking, hair pulling, having superstitious beliefs. Sometimes it's really not easy to pinpoint the exact cause, but chances are that subconsciously you may be harbouring some kind of anxiety. And maybe misophonia is just your brain's way of telling you that you're anxious, perhaps related to a completely different area of your life. So many people who I see posting in some of the support groups talk about how unhappy they are with their jobs, with their relationships at school, at home, or whatever. And yet some say that the only thing that really bothers them is the noise that triggers them. Otherwise, they're very happy, confident people. So what on earth do you make of that? What I do know is that when we start to get under the surface, under the bonnet, we can often find little clues. So take some time to consider what's going on in your life right now. Is misophonia in some way giving you an excuse to avoid something or express anger at somebody? Do you have a lot of responsibility? Are you going through a significant change? Do you find enough time for yourself? Are you protecting your boundaries? Do you have to pretend to be somebody that you're not? Do you people please a lot? Do you subconsciously feel unsafe, even if logically that's not the case? And sometimes this can happen if you've had a negative or major life event that leaves behind traces in the nervous system. Misophonia is indeed a deeply mysterious and complex condition that we are still learning about, but I do genuinely and perhaps instinctively feel that there is a powerful psychological component to it. And it really isn't as simple as saying it's just anxiety, but there is certainly a relationship between the two conditions. And perhaps by working with anxiety, helping you to reduce that, which is kind of what I do a lot of the time, you may notice some improvements in the misophonia. So I hope that was helpful, and I will be back tomorrow with more content. Bye for now.